We have some breaking news. A Brown University press conference was just held, and we have new yet grainy footage of the person of interest. The FBI director, Kash Patel, is currently in a controversy because while all of this is happening, a new podcast with him, his rock star girlfriend, and then Katie Miller just premiered on YouTube. Now, they may have filmed this a few days back. They may have filmed this 48 hours or 72 hours ago, but the timing of this is so incredibly disgusting. In the peak of this manhunt, as evidence is degrading, as time is going on and witnesses' minds are fading of their freshest memories of the shooting, as all of this is happening, Kash Patel is sitting there enjoying the premiere of his podcast with Katie Miller. Our FBI is incompetent, and as Sarah Longwell points out, in the last 48 hours, Trump's horrific Rob Reiner murder tweet, Wiles' should-be career-ending Vanity Fair interview that I've made a few videos about today, Kash on Katie Miller's podcast with his girlfriend while a campus shooter is at large, and then Hegseth refusing to show Congress the tapes of his potential war crimes. 10 out of 10, no notes. As this is happening, last night, Kash Patel attended the White House Christmas party with his girlfriend as the Brown University shooter still remained at large. Homie, what is our FBI doing? What is our FBI director doing? He's at Christmas parties and podcast premieres while the shooter is still at large. Sandy points out this is the fourth time Kash Patel announced that they have their man, only to release it, and it ended up being the wrong guy. He did it during the Charlie Kirk shooting. He's done it during multiple tentpole events because he's not actually locked in. He's focused on getting a jacket and a patch, like that one story that came out about him. Continuing, Tommy Vitor points out, it would be nice if Kash spent less time partying and hanging out with his girlfriend and more time hunting for the Brown University mass shooter. I want to show you the clips of Kash and his girlfriend on this podcast, but before I do it, it's my responsibility to play these clips of the Brown University person of interest who still has not yet been caught. Now, the press conference honestly didn't give us that much more information. It's disappointing in and of itself that we're in 2025, almost 2026 with all of this technology. And this is apparently the best footage that we have of the guy. He's got a beanie on. We have a video of the back of his head. And our FBI director, one more time, not to keep pivoting this and blaming it all on one guy, because it's not just one guy, but our FBI director is genuinely just gone. Listen, imagine if, says John, imagine if during the manhunt for Sarsnaeve after the Boston bombing in 2013, right after the Boston bombing. Imagine if FBI Director Robert Mueller went on his friend's wife podcast to talk about how he and his girlfriend met, instead of actually searching for the killer. That is Kash Patel right now. Back to this video. This is likely the person of interest that they're looking for. You can tell with the mask, the hidden identity, and then the bag rushing away from the scene afterwards. But we'll continue to see the investigation as it happens. In this teaser that we got 24 hours ago, everyone was like, what the hell? Why is Kash Patel doing a podcast with Katie Miller right in the middle of this manhunt?
We are so excited to be joined by Kash and his beautiful girlfriend, Alexis. So I just want to clarify, you're not Jewish.
I'm not.
You are not from Israel.
No.
So how did we get to, are you a Mossad agent?
That's a great question.
Seems like some really riveting content. Let's skip to some key portions that actually give us some insight into Kash Patel and Alexa's personality and their relationship overall. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe to the Adam Mockler feed. We are going to punch back at these MAGA overlords metaphorically, and we just have to climb up in the algorithm. In this clip, Kash Patel says it's unfair that people criticize him for using the government jet because he doesn't go and see every one of his girlfriend's shows.
And no one told them not to go on vacation. And it's ironic that they're saying, oh, you're going on vacation or you're going to see your girlfriend perform. And if I was actually abusing it, I would go see every one of her shows. I think I get to like 15%.
So he's only 15% abusing our taxpayer funds. That's not cool either. He's using the government jet as a personal private jet to fly to shows, and then he uses this private detail and SWAT teams as his own security. There are reports that he then goes out and gets drunk with his girlfriend and her friends, uses a SWAT team as security, and forces FBI agents to drive his girlfriend's friends home. Just think about this. SWAT teams and FBI agents are acting as private Ubers for a random singer's friends because she's dating Kash Patel. In this next clip, Kash Patel gets emotional describing the social media backlash him and his girlfriend face.
On a personal level, of course, I wish we didn't have to deal with the attacks. Like, she should be out there touring and crushing it on the country music stage, as she always has been, and she shouldn't have to deal with the collateral consequence of just being the FBI director's girlfriend. But I think with the hypersensitive nature of the media, especially the social media space, people come at you because it takes me back to like when I first did an investigation.
Look at this guy's socks. Let me scroll it.
To like when I first did an investigation of consequence, you know, Benghazi or Russiagate or what have you. You know, they always said it's going to be the loudest when you're over the target. And yeah, it's been the loudest for us in recent history. Because she's doing amazing things and the FBI is doing a great job for the American people, and certain sectors of the online space aren't satisfied that we're thriving, we're surviving, and that we have the support of this administration.
Listen, I'm glad he's a supportive boyfriend, but can we also support the FBI agents, and not use the FBI personnel and taxpayer funds to be a supportive boyfriend? Remember, as Richard points out, Kash Patel used an FBI jet to see his girlfriend sing the national anthem at a wrestling event. When this becomes public, he fires the employee overseeing aviation security, even though people don't know why he would have even been to blame. It's a kakistocracy. The FBI forced out a senior official overseeing aviation shortly after director Kash Patel grew outraged about revelations of his publicly available jet logs, indicating he'd flown to see his musician girlfriend perform, said three people familiar with the situation. Stephen Palmer, a 27-year veteran of the FBI, became the third head of the Critical Incident Response Group, which includes FBI pilots, to be fired or removed in Patel's short regime, adding to a year filled with retributive terminations. This also adds context to why people in the FBI were saying that it's a rudderless ship, is what they said, and a total effing mess with no leadership. His exit was made official. Patel was angered this week by social media posts and news stories calling attention to his use of an FBI jet that arrived in State College, Pennsylvania, where his girlfriend, country music artist Alexis Wilkins, sang the national anthem at a wrestling match, said the individuals. I mean, there's a bunch more stories, but Kash Patel is genuinely abusing taxpayer funds on a daily basis. Here's Kash Patel talking about his long-distance relationship.
Things don't matter. You know, she's touring, we're campaigning. She's also doing campaign and political stuff at the same time. So we just, like everybody else, got on planes, met where we could, made it a point to see each other either in Nashville and Vegas, and sometimes it ended up being in D.C., or sometimes it's on the road where she was.
Man, this is some really lazy defense running on Kash Patel's part. He's going on the propaganda podcasts and not even doing the propaganda well. I mean, between Katie Miller's propaganda-ass podcasts, between Stephen Miller and Caroline Levitt constantly flooding Fox News with propaganda, between Elon Musk constantly carpet-bombing our Twitter feeds, and then all of the MAGA figures following in a concerted effort, like Jack Posobiec, like Nick Fuentes, all of these people will then follow on these narratives. It's sickening. We need to continue to push back. If you want to, then drop a like. Subscribe for these quick hits into your feed. I love you all. Peace out.